Alright, guys, so today's episode is number 82 from the Be Alpha Music Podcast. Let me just fix the camera a little bit. This is your host, Pablo Ruiz Vargas, and today's topic is going to be why stuff need to get done. For those people that are watching my podcast on video, I'm in my living room this time, just changing things a little bit. And for those that are listening to me in my podcast Anchor.fm Alpha Music, if I sound a little bit shy, I don't want to make a lot of sound. That's the dishwasher. I just came from work. It's 12:23 here in Milwaukee. It's a little bit late, but you know what? Things need to get done. Okay, so let's start from today's podcast number 82. Why stuff need to get done. And let me just do a disclaimer here. I'm the master procrastinator. I've been procrastinating all my life. I struggle with this thing to get things done on time. Always last minute. Always in the last couple hours. I always been like that. It was later in life that I started really learning what is the importance of finishing things on time, and there's a benefit to it more than just finishing the work itself. When you finish a task, right, there's all the things that you need to take in consideration, and we're gonna go through them as much as going a little bit into the inside baseball. But I wanted to say I'm the master procrastinator. I don't think nobody can beat me in that regards. And with that said, um, we all struggle with that, of course, procrastinating and all that stuff instead of sitting down, just finishing and just make sure that everything is well done and there's nothing missing. Like they say, God is in the details, and I start learning that later in life, of course. Okay, let's start with the question. So why stuff need to get done? Why stuff need to get done? The reason I wanted to just state that question is that we struggle a lot with finishing let's say, I don't want to say goals, but our own words when it comes to action. Okay, we never follow through. We never manage to just finish our own things that we already started. I'm one of those. I will struggle with that, but through the time I managed to just fix some of those areas. I'm still studying with more detail because I really need to finish. I need not to finish, but fix some of that. Let's say struggle when it comes to that. But I managed to just get a list of some of the things why this is important and why it's important for you to say, I'm gonna finish this. Let me just follow through. And more importantly, when you tell someone, hey, we're gonna do this, why it's important for you to get it done. Let's start with the first one. The benefits, of course, of finishing something and getting stuff done. First one is you will have a more relaxed mind. Think about that. If you get stuff done, you will have a more relaxed mind. Have you noticed when you finish something, you want to go back and say, oh, I accomplished something. That's the reason why. Your mind will just go to that relaxed state. But before that task needed to be done, remember you were in a stress mode, tried to get stuff done. You wanted to just trying to just get things done, but it was so hard, right? Exactly. In that stress moment, right, the only thing you were thinking is, how do I get this thing done? What is going to happen if I don't get this thing done by this hour? But the important thing is when you get it done in time, your mind will be relaxed. You'll be in a relaxed state. And you don't have to just get older faster, right? Because it's important for you to understand that getting stuff done means that the more the time passes, right, you don't have to worry about that. Okay, if you get it killed as soon as possible, it will bother you, right? So it's important for you to have that idea when you want to finish stuff. If you finish it earlier, you will have more time. Next one. Um, it will provide the opportunity to review what you have accomplished or done. Okay. Remember when you were at school, you finish your tests on time, and when you finish your test on time, you have time to review because you prepare yourself to finish that test. Now, what happens when you haven't studied, you haven't prepared, and then that hour that your teacher gave you to finish that test is that enough? You don't have time to get things done, right? Now, imagine you prepared yourself and you finish your test, and now you have time to finish. Now you have enough time to review what you already finished. Now you go to the details. Now you're getting into the details. Okay, there, much better. Getting to the details. Like we say, God is in the details. Now when you start going to the details, start reviewing, now you start seeing the mistakes. First, the most important thing for you was to get through the task first, finish it, boom. Now you're gonna go part by part to make sure that nothing is missing. Now when you're taking your time to review that thing that you finish, that's when you start noticing your mistakes, and that's where you have to start reviewing it. And the important thing is that you're going to notice is when you start reviewing it is that even the simplest things that you thought you missed, you were not going to miss, sorry, you missed them. And you will notice that always the simplest things, right, we always forget them for some reason. So that's the important thing to finishing things on time or before time. It will give you time to review it and make sure that that task is completed in the most optimal results. Next one. It will give you a high level of your trust, okay? Or self-trust. It will lead you to a huge level of self-trust, and this one's very important because yesterday we were talking about what? We're talking about why I don't believe in myself anymore, right? So let's go to this one. This will lead you to now trust yourself that you can finish stuff, and then confidence start coming in. When you say something, there's a task for, let's say, for 30 days, you believe that you can accomplish it. Why? Because you already went through it, and you can plan yourself well enough to understand what kind of days and time or days you need to accomplish that task, and how much you need to go back and review that task. Enough time to have free time and a free mind. Isn't that interesting? And self-trust is just one of those things that the only way you can just learn it is by doing it. Okay? You're not gonna learn self-trust by sitting down in a couch and just listening to Tony Robbins 24/7 now. You have to act on those things. Because whatever you do, you just give feedback to your body and to your brain. So it's better for you to always make sure that you're giving constant feedback to your body. And one of these areas is when you start finishing your tasks. If you start building a huge confidence that you can manage stuff, you can finish stuff. You're not a talker, you're a doer. Okay? This will give you a self-trust. It will lead you to a huge level of self-trust. Okay? Next one. You will avoid penalties or repercussions. You will avoid penalties or repercussions. I think it is repercussions. Yeah, there we go. My R is not good enough. in that regard. So I need to repercussions. Oh my God. Going back to if you're working, let's say, you're a secretary, you do a lot of desk work, accountants. You understand what I'm saying? Why it's so important for you to finish your task on time? You don't have your boss in your neck telling you what to do. Do you finish that whatever what data sheet that you need to finish last week? You got those numbers ready? Or you're still in school, right? Oh, this is for tomorrow. You have it ready? It's weird because sometimes I have these dreams about myself not finishing projects in school and university. Is crazy. Like, for some reason, I go back when I was in middle school, and there was a project for the next day, and I just procrastinated that project and I never finished it. And then I have my mom in my mind telling me, "You're supposed to finish this project for tomorrow. You thought you had the talent of the world." And that is true. I remember just trying to finish these jobs the last hour before even giving it to my teacher, and they always have to give me like an extra time. It was of course later in life, and when I entered college, that I managed to just really fix that area of my life. But when I was in school, I have that bad habit of just waiting for the last hour, just going to bed 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, wake up at 8, not 8, 7, just to go to school. It was the worst. But of course, it was always penalties. Instead of giving me A, it will be a B. If the work was a B, they will give me a C. Or 100%, it'll be a 89, not even a 90. And then so on and so forth. You can see how it goes. And worse, people start to not believe that you can manage these tasks, right? And worse, people are going to start taking advantage of you because you have bad habits and your self-confidence is very low. That's where people always try to get you. In those moments of your lowest, that's when the sharks start coming in and start attacking you, eating you slowly. Okay? If you finish your tasks, your stuff on time, you will avoid penalties or repercussions. Repercussions. There we go. Next one is it will help you generate more motivation. It will help you to generate more motivation. And this is when it comes to the good habits. And I think this is the one that I really like. When you start finishing things on time, reviewing, there's no repercussions. Now your self-esteem and your motivation to keep doing things go off the roof. Now you're unstoppable. Now your momentum is so quick that you just can go and just conquer the world. And this is so important when life is just hitting you with curveballs and you have a lot of tasks to just do in your life, right? I'm still an adult and I need to just finish tasks, right? I need to get stuff done. And I cannot just let it accumulate it because it does get into my mind, like it gets crazy. So to avoid that, I always do a little bit, just to make sure that everything is on place. And of course, I'm not going crazy, which I don't want. I'm still young. I still have a great life ahead. And learning these things, it's giving me a huge amount of confidence. Okay. And most importantly, don't procrastinate, right? And even in these last couple of weeks doing the podcast more continuously, it really gave me a lot of confidence in myself. And that small task, interesting, right? Even now that I just came from work, it's kind of late doing it, and not wait until tomorrow, it does give me a sign of relief, as crazy that sounds, right? And that comes with that reward. If I do this on time, it will give me a nice confidence. Okay? Remember, if you get stuff done, it will give you more motivation to just keep finishing your future tasks, and your self-esteem go higher. Little marbles today and tonight. I have a lot of marbles. And last one, and my favorite, it will build character. Now, when people come with excuses, you can just look at them straight in the eyes, and you know that there's no excuses to finish those tasks. Remember, when you're in a position of leadership and you give tasks, you know that those tasks are given because you know it can be done. You know there's a capability to finish those tasks on time because you've done it yourself. And more importantly, during those struggles, you've managed to do it yourself, which is more important. When you go through this and you manage to just finish this thing by yourself, it gives you a heavier, profound sense of truthness when you're trying to just project it to other people. You're not just projected from theory, but from reality, because you went through it. You're not lying. You're not pretending. You didn't read it from the book, right? So now, since you already went through it, now it's important for people to understand that when you say, "Hey, I need you to just finish this job by next Monday," and they start giving you excuses, you're already in a position where your character is strong enough to say, "I don't want excuses. It has to be finished by Monday. Is there any problem? I can find someone else." Is that fair enough? Okay. With that position, now you are in a place where you trust yourself, right? And that character is built so strong that people will respect you. When you say you want to do something, you want to do something. And my family, I told them that I wanted to go to a Brewers game, right? I wanted to just go to a Major League Baseball here in Wisconsin. We live very close by, and I gave them my word. And I always was the last week of the regular season, and you know what I said? We're gonna go to the Major League Baseball game because that was my word, right? And that was always in the back of my mind, and didn't want to wait until next week where the tickets are $200. And I said, you know what? Let's do it today, and from there we're gonna learn how can we just do it in the future, and we can just have better plans to move forward to enjoy our game. Even though we enjoyed it a lot, it was one of my ideas, and I just got it done. Bought the tickets, went to the game, and we enjoyed it. Right? Now, this all just come together, right? This is not only the only benefit that you get when you get stuff done on time, but of course, it's one of the ones that I found that are the basics to understand why you need to get stuff done. Again, with the microphone going back and forward. I don't know. I had to just get used to this. It's still a lot of learning process. But yeah, why stuff need to get done? It's just for your betterment, for you as a human. It all has to come down from a place where you get better. You get better because you want to get better for yourself. Okay. And all these things, remember, are things that you can control, right? These are not things that you cannot control. Getting stuff done is always start from a position of being proactive instead of being reactive. Okay. And remember, you want to be proactive. You don't want to be reactive. Reactives are just people that are just emotionally inclined, and that's how they just go through life, emotionally inclined. In the case of you want to be proactive when you just see opportunities and you just go and grab them and taste them. You didn't like them? Okay, go with the next one. You being proactive, that's very important. Okay? Important for you to get things done. Don't procrastinate it, right? Make sure that you don't just wait for next week to do it or the next day, okay? This was episode number 82 from the P Alpha Music Podcast. This is your host, Pablo Ruiz Vargas. This episode was why stuff need to get done. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'm out. Have a good night.